Welcome to The Pitch, where 3 contestants fight tooth and nail for their movie ideas to get funded. Each contestant will present their idea to our panel of judges. Once everyone's finished, the judges will decide on which one has their favorite idea. Now let's meet our judges. Our first judge, Ben Hasty, is a video and media instructor, and before this, he worked for the Reading Eagle. Our next judge is Abigail Dawson. She's a young, aspiring videographer and photographer and has worked on numerous projects to gain a lot of inspiration and experience. Our final judge, James Del Conte. He is also a video and media instructor and an experienced corporate producer and manager. Now let's meet our first contestant, Kyle.
Hi, I'm Kyle Hackenberg.
Kyle has worked on Race to Place as a host, on Governor Mifflin Middle School Morning News as a director, and on 2024 PA Suicide Prevention PSA as a producer.
And I'm a broke college student graduating from Harvard with a 4.2 GPA. Matter of fact, I just got my car repoed. But I'm here to drop the skills and knowledge on each of the competition to produce not only the best video, but completely dominate the competition.
Welcome to The Pitch, Kyle. Are you ready to give your pitch?
I think I am ready.
Good luck.
So, judges, I have a new movie idea. A group of teens decide to start off summer break by camping in the woods. Unbeknownst to them, there's something dark lurking in the woods. The campers start going missing one by one. As the number of campers dwindles, the remaining survivors fight for their lives. But the evil in the woods isn't their only danger. Are the counselors sacrificing the kids to the evil in the woods? Follow a group of teens as they uncover the secrets of the camp, the woods, and themselves. So, what do we think?
Seems like something we've heard before.
Yeah.
Kind of reminiscent of some horror films from the 80s, say like Halloween or even Friday the 13th. So how does your film idea differ from those?
Well, we're trying to target teens, primarily just teenagers, because we want to include these young adult actors, and we're just looking to kind of spice it up and bring, another horror film to theaters.
So is this horror film going to be like catered toward younger people with the younger actors? So will it still be as horror as like most other horror stuff is, or it'll be like toned down because it's for teenagers?
So I think we're going to try and keep it as, gory and as horror as you can get for teenagers, but obviously we will have to tone it down a little bit. But we're going to be adding more stuff that's relevant to the younger audience, so a lot of stuff that's kind of what they like is what we're going for.
So you're not looking for like a Disney Plus distribution type of thing. You're looking, there's still going to be some gore to this.
Yes, absolutely.
So on that note, what kind of distribution are you looking at?
Well, not only are we going to be in theaters, we do have partnerships with Disney Plus, Hulu, and a lot of other streaming platforms. So not only theaters, we're going to go out to streaming and eventually live TV.
So versions for like Disney Plus, will those be censored compared to the versions that are on like Hulu? Because I know Disney Plus has like strict policies on like gore and stuff.
We're going to be trying to be inclusive of all of our partnerships. So we're going to make it not only, for Disney Plus, but for Hulu and all the other live streaming. We may have to restrict the viewers to over 18 or over a certain age limit for Disney Plus specifically, but as the time comes, we'll need to figure that out.
Now you had mentioned targeting younger audiences. What kind of actors are you thinking of for this film that would address that target audience?
As of right now, we don't have exact actors in mind, but we're looking for actors between the ages of like 14 to 18, around that area, so that they'll kind of fit in with the film.
Well, if budget was no obstacle, who would you want to get? Give us an idea of the type of actor or actress that you'd want to have in this film. Give us an example or an idea of who you'd like.
I'm thinking probably someone that has had obvious experience, maybe with another horror film, maybe for Disney Plus or for one of the live streaming. We're looking for someone that has not only good acting, but a strong sense of just encourage and, they're able to convey their emotions.
I feel like that might just be difficult to find because I'm not sure that I know of many 14-year-olds in the industry who are experienced and been in multiple horror movies before.
Well, that's kind of why we're keeping it open between the ages of 14 to 18, 19, around there. So we're just trying to keep it broad for now until we can really narrow it down.
So what do you have in mind for your team? Because this is going to be a big lift for someone without a whole lot of experience in this. How are you going to assemble a team to make this sort of thing happen?
So our plan, we've actually already hired everyone else we need. But our plan is we need to go and actually rent out the area that we need, like a cabin in the woods. And we just need to set it up, rent it out for a few months, and fully prepare and build everything out, and then shoot film, and then that'll be it.
So if we were to give you this $500,000, what's in it for us?
So you guys will not only get a stake in the movie, we're thinking around a 5% stake in my film, but you will also get your ability to make contributions or ideas for the film. So say if you'd like something added that you have personally, we can certainly make that happen, as well as your name and your logo or whatever you want in the credits of the film.
So you're offering an executive producer title.
Yes.
Do you have any other backing from any other companies like Disney Plus and Hulu that you had stated?
So yes, as I mentioned previously, we do have Disney Plus, Hulu, and a bunch of other live streaming services that we offer and we actually partner with. So that's where we got all of our employees and all the people that are working on the film too. So yes, they are helping us.
All right, Kyle. Anything else?
I
None
don't
here.
think so.
Well, thank you for your pitch.
Absolutely. Thank you.
That was an amazing pitch, Kyle. From the looks of it, I think you did a really good job convincing them. But now, we got to get on to your competition and our next contestant, Savannah.
Hi, my name is Savannah.
Savannah has worked on Race to Place as a director, on Exeter Cheerleading News Program as a director, and on Happy Human Being Project as an editor.
The reason why I'm going to win this competition is because I'm just a girl, and girls are always right. And my mom told me I would win, and my mom's not a liar. And I'm also better than all of these other goobers, so I'm definitely going to win.
How are you doing today, Savannah?
I'm great, thank you.
Are you ready to give your pitch?
I'm ready.
Great luck.
All right, so I present to you guys a story about a couple. They're happy, young, and in love, but their names are Orellana and Jaden, and they live in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Everything changes when Jaden starts to get, really weird. He starts to hallucinate, he starts getting, these really weird, episodes, and he starts to, have big holes in his memory. So this makes Orellana have to take care of him. So she has to pick up more shifts and at work. So Jaden is now home most of the time. So he's mostly bedridden, but he can still move around. His memory's getting worse. His hallucinations are going crazy. But one night while Jaden is home and Orellana is working, Jaden accidentally knocks over some of Alana's things, and he struggles to pick them up, but he notices a few books, and the titles catch his eye. But he starts to discover some secrets about Orellana, and some of them explain why he's having these episodes and missing memory. So he's unable to confront Orellana, so he has to find a way to save himself as he's losing himself. So will Jaden save himself, or will he succumb to the hands of Orellana?
Interesting idea. I like that.
Thank you.
What are we thinking for the rating of this?
The rating?
Yeah.
It's going to be 5 stars.
I meant R,
Oh.
rated R.
I wanted to kind of be more for younger people, in their 20s to 40s maybe. But yeah, probably R, I guess.
But just based
yeah.
on what you're describing, I would think it would have to be rated R.
Yeah,
Probably.
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think that's how it
Just
works.
wanted to hear from you.
So is this more of a psychological thriller? Because that's what it sounds like to me. Or is there more gore and things that you're not telling us right now?
So I think it's going to be a mix of both, because it can kind of, leaving it up to the viewers, it's is there some sort of, is she poisoning him? Is she doing this to him? Does it have nothing to do with her? And is it someone setting her up? Or maybe there's witchcraft or something involved. So I want it to kind of be up to the viewers on how they perceive it. I don't want it to be how a lot of horror movies are, where like the demons just like spawn on screen and stuff, and it's obvious, you know?
Do you see the need for a lot of special effects on this, or is it a more subtle type of suspense and tension that you build?
I think for some of the scenes there will be special effects, but I want it to be more up to the audience and how they see it.
So is there actually going to be like a twist anywhere in this movie? Like you do figure out what's going on? If so, what would that be? And if not, then is it just up to interpretation of the viewer, or will that never be resolved?
I want it to be up to interpretation to the viewer. I want like people to be like, wait, what actually happened, you know?
Would there be an intent, given that approach, is there an intent for a sequel to that? If you leave it open to multiple interpretations, could you see it being a sequel down the road?
I could see it being a sequel, but I wouldn't prolong it, you know? Maybe there might be a sequel or maybe like a different variation, but I don't think it should be a story that just keeps
So it's standalone.
going.
What is it going to take for you to financially to produce this? Because you're looking at $500,000 from us, potentially. What else do you need? Because it doesn't sound like an especially budget-intensive film,
Yeah.
but still, things cost money.
Well, I was looking into some homes in Oklahoma that we can rent out, and they seem to be relatively cheap. So as far as a place to film and like extras and all that stuff, I think it'll be a relatively cheaper film.
Do you have multiple locations? Or is
No.
it's all within that?
Just
that one?
Oklahoma.
But multiple places inside Oklahoma?
Nope, just the home in
Just the
Oklahoma.
home, everything's taking place in that one residence, okay.
Okay.
Are you afraid that the scenery might seem like repetitive or boring after a while? If you're like, how long are you expecting this film to be?
I mean, it'll be about an hour and 30 minutes, but it will mostly be taking place in the home because Jaden is bedridden, and that's where a lot of like well, not bedridden, but he has to stay at the home most of the time. So I think it would make more sense for it to be mostly taking place in the home. And because like Orellana is working a lot, it'll show like foreshadowing scenes of like her being out or whatever, but it'll mostly take place at the home.
Is there any like special features in the home that you're looking for? Like, I don't know, a big like open hall for like a certain scene to happen, or like, is there anything special about this house?
Yeah, is it a modern look? Is it more Victorian?
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of style home are you going for?
Well, they are a young couple, so it can't be anything too extravagant. It has to fit in their, like what an average 20-year-old home would be, well, for people that age. But no, I was thinking like a smaller home, maybe like a 1-story or 2-story, but nothing too big. I would like it to be a little creepy looking, but nothing that's like so obvious that it's supposed to be like haunted or something like that. But I want it to have darker effects to it.
Now, does it have to take place in Oklahoma? I mean, you might be able to find a home like that in some other location that might be cheaper. Just
That's
stage
what I
it
had
as in
been
Oklahoma.
thinking, yeah.
Possibly, but I want it to say that it takes place in Oklahoma.
Well, you could say that, but depending on cost and depending on finances, it might be more prudent to find a different location that may be cheaper or have exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, that could be something that we could talk about.
I feel like we're delving too deep into like the house right now, so I'm gonna ask an important question. Who do you plan on like casting as these characters? Because it seems like you really need like some eccentric characters to play these people, or people who are good at what they do. So who do you plan to like cast for these characters?
So I was thinking of Victoria Peditri. She was in the show You. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but she played she was like very sadistic and like a psycho girlfriend kind of. So I think that will fit the role of Orellana. And then for Jaden, I was thinking Jaden Smith because he really inspired me in his role of the Karate Kid when he played Karate Kid. Because we'll need someone strong.
How are you building a team to be able to help you achieve this? What are you looking for with that?
Like my crew or, well, I feel like I already have some people who work for me, so it'll mostly just be us. and the crew's already mostly figured out. We have, I was planning on this getting put on Netflix. They already like have a contract with me, so a lot of those funds are already taken care of.
Speaking of, what are we going to get out of this? We're giving you $500K. What are we going to get out of this?
Well, you get to spend a lot of time with me, which will be fun. And who doesn't want to watch a movie about a psycho girlfriend and also the comeback of Jaden Smith? He hasn't been in any show or movie or whatever since 2017. So this will be the rise of Jaden Smith, and you will get to be a part of that.
That's cool and all, but I'm thinking more monetary. This is an investment on our part.
Yeah,
So
and you'll invest in like Jaden Smith and how.
But what do we get
Yeah.
in return? What kind of financial compensation do we get?
I'm not-
5%, 10%?
I'm not here to scrapbook. That's
Well, this might be something that we have to negotiate, but you could get like 2%.
2%?
Yeah.
2%.
Okay.
Jaden Smith is asking for a lot.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your pitch.
Thank you.
An amazing pitch, Savannah.
I appreciate it.
And I really think you're driving hard for this $500,000.
Thank you.
But we really do need to get on to our next contestant, Tayson.
I'm Tayson Merkel, dude.
Tayson's worked on The Wheel of Nostalgia as a producer, as a director for Intruder, and as a lead videographer on the BCTC News.
I'm gonna win because I'm the best. I'm super cool and I'm amazing and my ideas are super, super smart and they're so fun and everyone loves them. You know why? Because they're like seeds and they're gonna get planted in the judges' minds and then they're gonna grow into a mighty oak.
Welcome to the pitch, Tayson. You look like you're dressed to impress today.
Thank you, sir.
Are you ready to win this $5,000? Or sorry, my bad. Restart that. That was my bad.
I think it's
I didn't mean-
500,000.
It is. I didn't mean to say 5,000.
It's okay.
Welcome to the pitch today, Tayson.
Thank you.
You look like you're dressed to impress for today.
I am.
Are you ready to take your shot at winning this $500,000?
Absolutely, sir.
Well then, let all the odds be in your favor.
All right. I got a perfect pitch for you guys here. All the other guys, contestants, they have nothing on this, right? Blake, he's an 18-year-old babysitter, right? He just needs money. He's in high school. He's coming into adulthood. He needs some extra cash, you know, as all teenagers do. And he gets a babysitting job with his parents' friend. And from there, he meets his baby. The baby, you know, average baby until he starts getting a little angry, a little confrontational and violent. Starts breaking vases and lamps and other things around the parents' house. And Blake has to go around and pick it all up and clean it. And eventually starts getting violent with Blake. And Blake is kind of having to deal with this baby like, okay, it's, you know, it's a baby, it's violent, whatever, I can deal with this. But it starts floating. The baby starts floating and attacking Blake. Blake doesn't know what he's doing. He's freaking out, but he can't leave the house because he still needs the babysitting money. So he just has to survive the night with this demonic, superpowered baby.
Interesting pitch. So you're going obviously for a horror theme.
Yes.
Would you be open to changing the genre to something more comedic?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like horror is probably the place it should stay at. But if you think the comedy is good, I feel like we could rewrite a little bit of the script to incorporate some comedy as well as the horror aspect.
I think A Floating Baby is comedy gold.
I think so as well.
How
But
old is this baby?
I'm looking at 2, maybe 3. It's got to be smaller.
So more of a toddler than a baby.
Yeah, because if we have like a newborn, it wouldn't really go well with audiences. So I feel like somebody, like a toddler or, yeah, a toddler could
Something with a
work
little bit of personality
great.
already.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So, with the floating that you have mapped out here, is there going to be a lot of special effects involved?
Yes, there's going to be a lot of special effects. It's going to be like green harnesses so that we can key it out in post, and there's going to be some other CGI. Like we obviously can't put a baby in a harness and throw it at people, but if we just CGI it, we can make it look like that, and it'll look pretty good.
how are you going to get a toddler to emote the way that you want it to? I'm not sure how good of an actor a 2 to 3 year old would be. I think that the child would not know what was going on. How are you going to instruct it to do what you want it to?
Well, that's what the CGI is for. Obviously, a real baby can't emote and act, but we can make CGI babies do pretty much whatever we want. So that's the point. We're going to CGI the emotion in. Not a real one.
Have you secured any kind of distribution deal to this point?
We don't have any formal signatures yet, but we do have full confidence that this idea is going to bring us out from idea to an actual film. Everyone's going to be flocking to the theaters to see this thing.
Who is us?
Us? It's me and my mom. We've been kind of collaborating on this for a while. It's a passion project for us.
So, do you and your mother have a track record in terms of something that's going to ensure that you actually know what you're doing? Like, do you know how to press the record button?
Yes, sir. I do know how to press the record button. I have held cameras before. I was a PA for Quentin Tarantino, Martin Scorsese, Damien Chazelle. They're big names in the industry, and I know them very well. So I work with them. If I need help with them, any sort of connection with them, just call them up. They'll come over. So they can help me with some sort of issues if any do come up, but I will also use the money from this show when I win to get a crew who also knows what they're doing, and we can go from there.
Sounds like you have an idea for a lot of high-class people who work in high-class Hollywood. How in the world are you going to take this $500K and get those people?
Well, we have funding from other areas, actually. We have some people who are really invested in this idea, and they're going to be putting a chunk of money in. The reason that I just need your $500,000 is because we're not quite there yet, and the people really do want to see this movie made, and it's become like kind of its own section of the internet where people are like making fan pages and edits about this movie, even though like it hasn't even come out yet. People just love this idea and they need to see it.
I heard internet, and that part scared me. Are we sure that this has actual longevity to it? Because usually on the internet, things last for like a week or two, and then they just fade from existence. How do we know that we're going to get our profit back? We're investing in you. I feel like we should, expect something back or expect some longevity from this movie.
Well, actually, I launched an Instagram page in the summer of 2019 where I've been uploading storyboards and few like roughly CGI edited babies onto the page, and they've been blowing up. People have still been making fan edits about it yesterday and the week before, even though they were already uploaded in summer of 2019. People have been invested in this for 5 years.
So your ideas are floating out there that anyone could take and copy.
I've copyrighted the idea of like the
Floating
CGI
baby?
idea. Yes, I've copyrighted the main ideas surrounding it, so nobody can take it. I've just been waiting for the funding to come in so I can fully create this.
So who made like the CGI sketches and all the storyboarded stuff and stuff like that?
That was all me. I made all the storyboards. I made all the CGI edits. Like I said, I have some experience in the industry. And I've been kind of making these things and putting them out there just to, again, gain the hype from the internet and other people in the industry to help get funding and make this my passion project like come reality.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your pitch.
Yes, sir. I have a good feeling about this.
What an amazing pitch, Tayson. I'm sure the judges loved it very much, and I'm sure you have a real shot at winning this $500,000.
Thank you, sir.
But now, we got to give our judges time to compile the results and choose a winner. So you'll get to hear about that after this short commercial break.
Game begin.
Everyone loves a good game, but before you start, you have to make sure you're prepared. Distractions can get in the way. Adjust your mirrors, buckle your seatbelt, and turn your phone off completely before driving. Remember, driving may be fun, but it's not a game. Just drive.
Welcome back to The Pitch, where contestants compete to have their movie ideas funded. Our judges have finished deciding and are now ready to announce the winner of today's show. Now let's bring our contestants back up on stage for the final decision. Well, contestants, it was very hard choosing which one of your wonderful pitches today would take the $500,000 home. But there was only one of you that took a step above the rest. Judges.
After a long decision between every single party, we've come down to a final winner, and the winner is Savannah. Congratulations. Personally, I picked you because you actually gave us solid people that you wanted in the roles, and when we asked you questions, you listened to advice and did not sass, which was appreciated.
I like the fact that this seemed like it was achievable. You're a newer filmmaker, and this seemed like it wasn't an overly ambitious project to take on, but it also seemed like a compelling film that I feel like I'd want to watch.
You had me at Jaden Smith.
Congratulations, Savannah. You did it. And that's all from us. See you next time on The Pitch. And cut.